Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn the guitar solo to Seek and Destroy by Metallica. So this one's got some crazy stuff in it, so we're just going to break it down note for note for you. We're in standard tuning here. We're going to start with the fast rhythm that kind of starts the solo section. Alright, so that sounds like this. Alright, so we're going to be basically going on the 5th fret on the D string to the open A string, and then to the 7th fret. So that 7th fret, we hit that once, then the open A twice, then the 7 again once, then up into the A twice, like this. Sure, you got some nice palm muting going to make those notes pop out. Then we're going to play the 5th fret on the G and the D string together. That's the first note now instead of the 5th fret there, and everything else is the same. So we have this. Now we're going to change just the first notes again, which is instead of the 5th fret across the G and the D, it's going to be the 4th fret. Everything else is the same. So all together. Alright, now the end of the lick is, so that's 3-2-0 on the A string, then 3-2 on the 0 on the D, then 3-0 on the A. So we have this. You do that 4 times before the solo starts coming in. We start with these chords. Just the power chord of the A off the A string. 10th fret, 9, 8, and the first phrase of the solo sounds like this. All right, so that is sliding into the 15 on the B, then 12 on the high E string. Then you need to pull off 15 to 12. And roll to the 12 on the B string. Alright, now we're going to start this kind of lick we do twice. It's going to be pull off from 15 to 12, then 17 to 12, then back to 15 to 12, then 15 on the B, then to 12 on the high string. So this. So do that twice total. So all together. Now you're just going to do 15 to 12 a couple times, and then end it with a whole stat bend there at the 15th fret. Alright, so after there we have, so it's a couple 7s here on the high E string. Then pull off 10 to 7, and then 10 to 7 twice on the B. 9, 7 on the G, 9 on the D, back to 7, 9 on the G, and then bend up that 9 a whole step. All right, next phrase. So that's a whole step bend at the 17th fret. Then you're going to rake across 15 on the G, 15 on the B, into 16 on the high E. So it's kind of out of the key there. then 15, 14 on the high string. Then 15, 14, 12 on the B, over to 12 on the G. Then a whole set bend and release at the 15th fret. Now on the recording, it gets a little bit out of tune there. It kind of goes, the vibrato's not really controlled or whatever, so it might sound a little awkward when you're listening to the thing. Now this next part is a pattern that he's doing. I'll play it really quick, but it sounds like chaos because it is. All right, so I'll just kind of tell you what he's going for there and what he's trying to do, and the effect that he's trying to create and how you can do it yourself. But it sounds like this. All right, so all he's doing there is he's sliding into the 23rd fret on the B string, into the 20th fret on the high E string. But then he starts the pattern. Now the pattern is going to be the same thing as you go. And like I said, you can just tell, you can listen to it on the album and know it's kind of an erratic lick. It's what he is doing a pattern though. It's 23rd fret, then 20th fret, and then 18. So you see those top two notes are separated by 2 frets, and then the bottom are separated by a fret. So we have, all right, so you're gonna play that pattern and go down 1 fret at a time. You're gonna go down through 4 frets. So you're gonna just make sure, just look at your little finger and just see it go to 23, 22nd, 21st, 20. While keeping that pattern in your hand. All right, then he skips it down to the 16th fret, keeps the same pattern, and does off the 16th and then the 15th. So we have, all right, so from there, slide down to the 7th fret. All right, now we start something that makes kind of more of a bluesy thing. What we did earlier, basically hitting the 7 a couple times, pull off 10 to 7, and then 10 on the B, back to 7 on the high E string. All right, so from there, you do that a couple times. All right, and then we're going to pull off 10 to 7 on the B. All right, so then we're going to go 9, 7, 9 on the G string. So to 7 on the B string, then pick 9, whole step bend, then 9, 7, 9 on the D, and end it on the 7th fret on the G. So, all right, so that's, so you can just hear from the recording, it's not this big, precise thing that he's doing there. It's really kind of trying to create chaos is what he's trying to go for. So just keep that in mind, and if you're having a hard time just making it sound all precise, just listen to the record, and you can tell that it's not meant to be, okay? So, you know, don't stress out about it. Now this next part is probably the easiest part to play the whole solo, but the hardest to memorize, because it's one of those just kind of improvised deals. It kind of sounds like this. All right, so he's basically just messing around in this kind of a B minor or kind of a phrase. So we're just starting at 5-7 on the low E string, and then 5 on the A, slide into the 9. And here you can pretty much do anything you want. What he's doing a lot of, he's bending the 9th fret on the G string. He does it like 4 times. And in between it, he'll just pull off the 7, come down to the D string, go back up. And sometimes, one time at least, he goes up to 7 and 10 on the B. Plays those 2 notes. So it's just one of those improvised. All right. Then he gets into some territory where he's back to playing patterns and stuff. And that sounds like this. Alright, so that's just sliding into 14 and then 12 on the B string. Whole set bend at the 15th fret. 12 on the high E, pull off 15 to 12, and then do a whole set bend again. And just repeat that. Alright, so that's kind of a standard blues lick that he's, plays pretty fast. Alright, so now we have a definite pattern here, which is triplets descending using the pentatonics, and then we have triplets ascending. So that's all going to sound like this. Alright, so we have pulling off from 15 to 12 on the high E string, then 15 to 12 picked on the B string, then 14 on the G, 12 on the B. So you got to make that sound like triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then the same kind of pattern again, pulling 15 to 12 on the B, then 14, 12 on the G, 14 on the D, then 12 on the D. That's that same pattern. And now we continue with triplets. We're going to pull off 14 to 12 on the G, and then play straight down 14, 12, 14, 12 on the A, to 15 on the low E string. So all together, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So that's the descending version, and then ascending. Alright, so that's straightforward. We're going to start with the little finger here on the 15 where you just ended with. We're going to go up to this E minor pentatonic scale, starting on this note. So we're always going to go up 3 notes from each one. So we're going to palm muted too. So we're going to have 15 on the low E, then 12, then 14 on the A. So that's 3 notes up from this 15. And then you're going to start the next note in the scale, which is the 12th fret on the A. Go 3 notes up from that one. Then 3 notes up for the next note in the scale, which is this 14 on the A. And then just continue that way. All together. Now when you get to this top note, you're going to pull off. It's going to pull off 15 to 12, then 15 to 12 on the B string. Slide to an 11, back to 12, then pull off 15 to 12 again, then 14 to 12. All right, and now we have the ending, which sounds like that's just 3, 2, 0 on the low E string this time. It's basically the same pattern we did earlier, at the end of the riff that came into the solo. It's just everything is down on 2 lower pitched strings. Do that twice and A power chord, and it takes you back to All right, so like I said before, don't stress out about the little erratic improvised parts. They're meant to sound that way, but it's pretty easy to recreate that sound, even if you're not doing it exactly note for note, which would be kind of impossible to completely recreate. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the riff videos for this song as well. All right, I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.